CEO at TCY Learning Solutions Private Limited. I'm very excited to share my story on Stories of Entrepreneurs by YES, Y-E-S. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Wadhera. Welcome to our show, Stories of Entrepreneurs. And it's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much.
I was quite curious to ask you, what was the idea behind launching this TCY Learning Solutions?
Well, as they say that every man on this earth is made for a specific job, and the irony is that the man and the job rarely meet. But wherever they do, magic happens. So a super story comes out. Okay, so coming back to what our goal, our mission has been, it is to help learners become what they were born to be. Okay, and how we are trying to accomplish that? We are capturing analytics during their entire academic journey, and at every pertinent stage we tell them where they stand and what next they should do to succeed. So in one line, it is to help learners become what they were born to be.
That's very well said, that's correct. So what challenges did you have to overcome when you opened this beautiful organization?
Well, first of all, we started it from Ludhiana, okay, and then this is a very, very unorganized sector, and it was more unorganized when we started over 2 decades back. So these were 2 challenges. It was very difficult to attract the right challenge, to build the right team during early days. But we it was sorted when we started achieving some size, some scale. So we were able to attract talent from all over. So now here we have talent from all over the nation, and they're doing a beautiful job.
That's so good to hear from you, sir. So what is unique about your business?
Unique today, if you ask me, it is the model that we have. Okay, let me explain you when I use the term model. We are empowering coaching centers to compete against the local chapters of big chains in their respective areas, okay, geographical areas. So every successful coaching center rests on 3 main pillars: academics, operation, and business. Okay, so we are providing them support in all the 3 areas. We give them structured content, online and offline, and we have a sector-specific ERP that we provide them, and then we send enrolled students to them. So a testimony to that would be today around 1,200 centers run on our platform, and last year a little over 1 lakh students through them paid us the fee. So, and this year we are more than doubling than last year. So this is the beauty, this is the uniqueness of that model.
That's really amazing. In fact, overcoming the same pedagogy during COVID also is a big achievement. I'd like to ask you, since you have been into this education sector for quite a long time, so how do you market your product? What all strategies did you inculcate to market it out?
Well, a universal strategy, foolproof universal strategy in education sector is student results. If that works, you have a future. Okay, so that is the fundamental, not only with us, with any serious player. But that being said, so we were, we're consciously working on barrier to entry. Okay, that meant that we had to deliver high quality solutions at very, very affordable cost. That really helped us. Okay, so that kept many problems at bay. Okay, just to give you a glimpse, now every day more than 2,000 students join our platform. Okay, and we don't spend even a single rupee for that. Okay, so those student leads go to our partner coaching centers. And when it comes to onboarding coaching centers, again, so our strategy is a freemium model that we use. So bringing them in as freemium, as free customers is the first foot in the door, and gradually they keep on liking the services, and a vast majority of them subscribe to our premium services then. So these are 2-3 things that have worked well for us.
So the prime thing is, I think, to cater the students, to focus on the students' needs first, and they'll become the word of mouth and ambassadors.
Yeah.
Why TCY a game changer in education sector?
Well, I don't know you would call it game changer, but I must say that something unique in our model is it's a pure platform play. Okay, so every day more than 2,000 students join our platform, and we send these student leads to the centers that we have on the platform, and the content that we produce that has to go over multiple categories. So for that also we have almost 100,000 authors on our platform, and you'll be surprised to know that close to 10,000 are PhDs out of them, and 1,000 out of them are those authors that have been working with us for so many years, and some of them have become editors also. Just to give you a glimpse of the platform, as I just mentioned that a little over 1,200 centers are there on our platform, which also tells that a little over 3,000 teachers in those classrooms, they are on the platform and they are not on our rolls. Similarly, close to 2,000 admin people in those centers, the ones that work there, so they are also on our platform and they are not on our rolls. And infrastructure wise, if you will see the number of classrooms, it would hover between 3,500 to 4,000. So that is the kind of physical infrastructure that is attached to the platform, and we don't have any investments in that. So how the scale is being achieved or would be achieved in the coming years in such an asset-light model, so that is something unique. You may call it game changer, or you may call it uniqueness in the model. Yeah.
So a strategic planning in every domain has been considered to make it a more successful.
Definitely. So pipe businesses are grossly different from platform businesses.
Great. So in the competitive business scenario, how have you kept yourself relevant?
Well, the first half of our journey was very different from the second half. That's the last 9-10 years. When technology started penetrating this sector, you had to work differently, otherwise you won't survive. So I'm very glad that with a very, I would say, focused team that we have, we took some proactive decisions, and we had to kill our then existing revenue streams, okay, which is a very, very tough decision. Okay, it's easier said than done, and we had to start a different trajectory altogether, a different graph altogether. Okay, and the answer was that if we really wanted to achieve scale, so platform was the choice, okay, the decision that we had to make. I'm very glad that Although there were many ups and downs, it was very difficult to kill your existing revenue streams, okay, and then rebuild many things in the platform model. But thankfully, it worked for us. It worked for us through many hits and misses, hits and trials. So that is one thing that I would.
I think I have also seen personally that has been converging day by day.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
only diverging.
Yeah.
That's really nice. So I would like to ask you, there are people who want to be entrepreneurs, but somewhere they are finding difficulties to find out a proper way. So what advice would you like to give to the young entrepreneurs?
Well, you might find my answer a little different here. So my advice to my children and to budding entrepreneurs is that manufacture time. You may be thinking what I'm trying to convey. Whoever would manufacture more time is likely to be more successful. For example, somebody invented bicycle. Okay, so let's say for a guy like me then, so he might have saved 30 minutes for me every day or 60 minutes for me. So those 60 minutes were extra for the user. Now fast forward it to a motorbike, a car, or an aeroplane. See how much additional time is being manufactured for the user, for the customer, which they can use elsewhere for their other pursuits. Similarly, you may take now information technology, how the softwares, okay, how different software tools, okay, or the apps that we use. So we don't realize all these applications, all these products, how much time they are saving. Okay, so people say that with social network is a waste of time. It depends how you use it. But just imagine that if you had to, all those interactions, if you had to do physically, how much more time would you require to meet friends, to talk to them, okay, to encourage them, to congratulate them, or whatever. So we kind of discuss it very often in our teams that if we can help coaching centers, if we can help students, if we can help teachers manufacture more time, so eventually we would be more valuable. So my one line advice to all the youngsters is manufacture time. So that
time is really the key for everything.
Yeah. So the more time you manufacture, so the more upside.
success cannot be defined, it has a different terminology, but how do you define success?
Well, to my mind, what is the positive impact of your work on the society while making an economic sense for you? So that is how I would define success. So that's what we discuss all the time here. So more meaningful and the bigger the impact on the society, so more relevant we would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started this journey, there must be some challenges as you've already discussed, but there must be something which you really enjoyed and you were just being happy doing that.
Yeah, as they call it. So in the beginning year, you're chief CEO, chief everything officer. So I think multitasking has been a big joy in the beginning year. So that's not a very good strategy in the long run, though. Okay, so this is one, and the second thing is doing more with less. I have been very fortunate, both, I mean, in fact, the co-founder Rajesh and I, so we have been very fortunate to have a very sensible team around us since beginning. So collectively, we have been able to do more with less. So it's still, it's I would say till date.
It exists.
Yeah, so that has become a part of the DNA of the organization. So all our teams try to accomplish more with less.
And that now has become a happy part of your life.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
I mean, building a startup, building an enterprise is definitely, it's a big joy,
It's a big joy.
for anyone who does it.
Of
I
course.
think.
So, Mr. Wadhera, since we have been listening that plans we should not be making, especially long-term plans, but being into the field of education, I would like to ask you, what are your future plans in terms of mission or vision in your particular domain?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, that we empower coaching centers. Okay, so empowering teachers and coaching centers is the core that we do, is the main thing that we do. And as I was mentioning, that every successful coaching center rests on three pillars: academics, operations, and business. Although we have centers in almost every part of the country now, so a little over 1200, 1250 centers we have in India. And in addition to that, we have around 80 centers overseas also that we are supporting, that are on the platform. So, but largely there are two pillars that we give them to all of them. So academics and operations. So business pillar has been the last one to be added, and that it has been a tough pillar also to build and give them. So that support, the third one we have been, that is the recent one. So but we are successful in that also, but that is proven only in this part of the country, Punjab. It was the last part of the puzzle that we fixed, we solved. If we see all three now, so that support has been only to the coaching centers of this region, Punjab, Chandigarh area. So now, since that is proven, okay, we are going pan-India now, and we are going through Bangalore actually. The next destination is Bangalore, and then we are going pan-India. So I hope that seeing the success of this model in the last couple of years, we should have a wonderful journey ahead. So that is the simple plan. So in nutshell, helping great teachers and those coaching centers that have great academic strength in terms of teachers teaching, helping them compete against the big chains in coaching centers, because we know where the value is and we just want to add more and more fuel, more energy there, because that is where the results come from. So that is the only plan that we have.
That's really enriching and empowering, and me sitting with you, it's an empowering experience for me also, sir.
Thank you so much.
I am highly obliged and thankful from the entire team of Yes, powered by DCM, for you being part of our today's this interview.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
this
so
opportunity.
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.